Hi, welcome back. It is Blake on Trans Blake, and something here looks a little different. Can't imagine what it could be. So I'll give you guys a moment to adjust. I think I've waited long enough. I've chickened out, and it's time to be a bit more humble and confess and choose to be, choose honesty and courage, I think. The thing about gender is, and the thing about exploring your gender identity and your gender journey is it is exactly that. It's navigating uh, a hunt. You're hunting for yourself. There's times in your life where, for whatever reason, you're staring yourself down and you're like, who have I become? Something's not right. And gender is often and becoming more a talked about subject in that basis. These days, in the spaces we have now, it's something that's becoming more and more a comfortable subject to discuss. As you know, I've explored my gender journey. I've been on and off with the subject of identifying fully as a trans woman for a while. At this point in time, I feel that I'm going to pause on all of the physical, biological processes that are involved in doing that. The reason for that is I came to a place where I was kind of like, this is going to start getting serious soon. So I really need to kind of check in with myself and evaluate what it is what's the end goal? Who do I want to be? Who is Blake? And I came to a point where actually, funnily enough, the hair, now a lot of people out there express themselves in a variety of different ways. For those of you that know me, I'm very, very keen to sing my heart out in whatever space I feel comfortable in, because that's a big outlet of expression for me, huge in fact. Another way is my hair. A lot of people can identify with this as well. I find discussing hair with people that have funky hair, you find out a lot, and it's those people that kind of tend to wear their personality. That's how they like to be open and honest with the world about who they are, is by showing them. And it was when I grew my hair down and it was all feathered and flicky, I was like, do you know what? I've come to a place where I can feel comfortable in myself, in the knowledge that I make a great looking girl, but also kind of comfortable in my masculinity as well. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm enjoying the idea that I've had this journey, and what it's given me is the confidence and love in myself that I don't really care how I dress, or whether I've got a face full of makeup, or whether I've got sweatpants and a hoodie on, because I fucking love me. And that's what's leading me on to the next subject as well, is that obviously the background has changed. I think the last video I did, I may have mentioned that I've just moved. It's been so long, I honestly can't remember my video feed anymore. Much love to those that are still subscribers, by the way. Missing in action. So I just want to give a shout out to my new roomie. She's been kind enough to share her living space with me. That's enabled me to kind of live a little bit again. I'm not going to lie. I was busting my ass doing about 70 hours a week, most weeks. Just slotting my side hustle, which those of you may know is Deliveroo on a push bike, around my main job in jewellery. That one as well. I obviously got like my dream job back. Place that I used to work many years ago. it's, yeah, it's just somewhere that I always knew I felt comfortable. And ever since I left, I was like, why? Why did I do that? And I'm so proud and happy to be back in there. Customers are receptive to me. I'm back in with a really, really high skilled team, under a fabulous manager. And I couldn't be happier. So life is sweet, I'm not going to lie. I've also made some really, really cool friends as well. One through my side hustle that's been really looking out for me recently. Uh, Sort of a tough love character. I seem to be attracting a lot of those recently. But that's my point. And finally, last but not least by any stretch, obviously, someone who I actually have a background with, who I am so thankful I have back in my life. Uh, it's a bit of an odd one actually because I barely saw him for like the last 15 years. Um, and for whatever reason, people like when you're younger, you're idiots, right? Um, and you meet these people in your life, and you just have fun, you dick around and stuff, and you're kind of like, well, that was cool. That's my 20s. That's whatever. And you don't really appreciate how special someone is at all until you go through so many years of real shit. So these are like really grateful tears, by the way. So I just want to be really, really. I just want to express my absolute gratitude to have been blessed to have this person just stumble back into my life again. Literally, because he's got a bad foot. He's gonna fucking hate me for that. So, and like, you just have to. Do you know what? There's been so many different people walk into my life in the last 3 years, some of which I'd rather didn't, but everything's a lesson at the end of the day, isn't it? Everything grows us. Everyone's an experience. And then there's others that you just can't ever picture not being there. Now they're there. They've really been absolutely crucial to my survival. I also can't recall if I've mentioned, but I've come off quite a while ago my antidepressant medication that I was on for about 18 months. Just shy of 2 years, maybe even actually. I really didn't want to be on them anymore, mainly because I don't know how many of my viewers have ever been on them, but they're great in a lot of ways. I was very anti-meds until I was put on them, and actually they served a purpose. When I was on them, they were great. What I didn't like was one of the side effects was huge amounts of fatigue, because obviously they mess around with your serotonin in your body, and that also controls your, I think it's the circadian rhythms, operating your sleep patterns. And I used to suffer from massive bouts of fatigue throughout the day, which, having just got the dream that I fought for ages, the dream job that I fought for ages back, I didn't want anything to ruin it. So I was like, okay, cool, you're gone. I will deal with my emotions in a different way. And that has largely been a brilliant support network around me. Absolutely brilliant. There's been, yeah, there's just been a lot of people that have taught me that it's way, way hard sometimes in life to be honest with yourself and to listen to tough questions and to respond to challenging statements. And sometimes you need to hear it, and sometimes you need someone who's actually got the bollocks and the love for you to turn around to you and say, what is it that you want? Like, someone to actually fucking question you and look after you. And that shows real fucking care. God, fucking hell. So I just want to say how grateful I am for that. I don't really know how I identify as a gender anymore. I guess non-binary, if you want to put it like that. I just think it doesn't need a label. I'd rather the flexibility of just being able to wear fucking dress and makeup if I want to. Do you know what I mean? And that's that. That's my piece, really. I will obviously continue this channel. I will continue to make content to support the gender side of things, and probably more content as well based on other things that I value in my life, that I think are worth sharing and shouting about, especially when it comes to mental health, reaching for support, identifying people in your life that, because yeah, I'm just really fortunate that I've managed to find out how many people truly care about me, and yeah, it can't go without mentioning specifically. Yeah, there's one person that's just encouraged me to kind of just dig deep and live how I want to live. Don't put pressure on myself to go one way or the other. Just find where I fit, you know, and find a place where I can love myself and be comfortable with myself, you know. And I stole your hoodie. Just, but it's keeping me warm, and that's what people do when they care about you, right? They take you out from the cold and keep you warm. So, thanks. And I love you lots. Mwah. I have been Blake on Trans Blake, keeping it different, keeping it new, keeping it fierce, and till next time, peace to you all. Hey. Now, you didn't think I was going to leave you without a heel, right? Haha!